What's up, everybody? It's Dipper the Witch! Boo! And be ready for some spooky reactions this month. In this video, we're gonna check out True Pizza Delivery Horror Story Animated by Llama Arts. Yeah, I'm just curious as to why it has so many views. And now for some special delivery. I'm already freaking out. The heartbeat always makes me nervous. Very nice touch.
I was out doing a delivery one late night. It was probably the longest drive I have ever taken for a pizza delivery. From the pizza place I worked at, it was a 20-minute drive, which isn't too crazy out where I live.
Sounds standard.
Plus, they ordered 4 large pies, so I figured it was a party and I would get a much bigger tip.
Current or ex-pizza delivery drivers, how much tip would you expect for delivering that many pizzas?
Navigating the dirt roads at night was always annoying, though.
I hate driving at night. But the worst part is driving in a highway. Because I have astigmatism, I can't really see clear at night. Everything looks, as other people who have my condition say, pretty. It looks like a lot of stars on the road. It's really hard to see.
I pulled up to the given address. It was some old, sketchy-looking building, literally in the middle of a forest clearing.
I'd leave.
There were no cars parked anywhere, or any lights on.
That's already a bad sign.
I put my car in park and called my boss. I asked him to reread the address at least 3 times to make sure I typed it in right, but that checked out.
Weird.
I could tell he was in a really bitchy mood, and he told me to at least knock on the door and check it out. He would normally get mad if we took back 1 pie, but I was afraid of what he would do if I brought back 4.
Worst case scenario is literally fire you, which could be bad, but it would definitely be, I think, on him, right? It would definitely be the manager, you know, not in the right for firing him because no one's home or looks like they're home. It's sketchy as hell.
I was insanely unnerved, but got out anyway and forced myself to the front door of the building.
No.
There was no doorbell, so I just knocked really hard.
No. I would be carrying like a pepper spray or something with me. This seems like such a sketchy, scary job to have. You guys have a lot of cojones if you do pizza deliveries.
SHANNON! Your pizza! Is here!
I heard nothing and didn't really expect to hear anything. I was extremely disappointed, not because nobody answered the door, but because I was realizing that it was all a waste of time and gas.
That's unfortunate.
I knocked one more
Do you guys like get your money returned for how much gas you spend? I hope you do.
time out of desperation, and then began to hear some kind of rustling noises from inside of the building.
Sketchy.
I knocked again and yelled that I was the pizza guy. There was silence now. I felt a bit more uncomfortable now than before. But
Who
before
wouldn't?
I could turn around, I noticed something at the window. There was
Ghost?
someone looking through the window. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. All I noticed were their eyes. Their eyes were open wider than I knew possible, staring intently at me.
I would sacrifice getting tip if I felt like my life was in danger and just leave the pizza boxes on the doorstep. You're allowed to do that, right? I mean, they normally prepay, right? They prepay before getting their pizza delivered, so you're in the clear, right?
I was disturbed enough by this and dropped the pizzas and ran back to my car.
Okay, cool.
The shitty thing wouldn't start until turning the key for the 3rd time.
Oh, no.
I drove off the grass and back onto the dirt road, but I felt the car rocking about, shaking and bumping. Something wasn't right. I didn't make it far from the building before I started hearing a sharp scraping sound coming from outside.
Okay, I was wondering, sharp scraping sound. I was worried the bumpiness was some kind of the owner's animal or something. I was terrified for that.
There was so much resistance that I couldn't even drive. The car came to a stop.
A stick?
I got out of the car to check what the hell was wrong. A chill ran up my spine as I began to feel like my heart was constantly skipping beats. My tires had been slashed and had completely fallen off the rim. Not just the front though. All 4 tires were slashed.
Oh, hell
I
no.
realized somebody did this when I was knocking on the door to that building. Instead of running, I got back in the car and locked the doors. I was so close to that building, I could practically see it from where I was.
No.
If it weren't for the trees blocking the view.
Call for help.
I dialed 911 and
There you go.
explained everything to the operator. She told me the cops would be over as soon as possible and that I need to stay hidden. I asked her if it was advisable to stay in the car or run, and she told me it would be best to stay in the car with the door locked. She asked me to stay in the line with her until the cops arrived. My whole body
How
was
long?
shaking. In all directions, there was nothing but dark, seemingly endless forest. I knew it would take forever for the cops to get there. I was not comfortable with sitting in that car so close to whoever did this. The next part, though, is what utterly destroyed me.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
It still shakes me to this day, and I hope nobody ever has to experience this kind of fear.
Just so you all know, if you haven't been around during my horror gameplays, I don't do well with horror. I even get spooked and jump scared in trailers, okay? I don't do well with horror.
As I was scanning all the windows, making sure nobody was outside, I looked in the rearview mirror.
I'm scared.
And there was the same person. The same person I saw at that window.
I'm actually hoping some bear's gonna come by instead. I don't know what's gonna be worse, but I don't know. At least the bear's gonna chase away the guy that's outside the car.
Eyes open wider than ever. I could see now that it was a woman, and I could ever so slightly see a smile begin to spread across her face. I opened my door and full-on sprinted into the woods, not caring how much noise I made. I ran until I was out of breath, which didn't take long, and I hid behind a giant log on the ground. I tried to cover my loud breathing with my hand. As I waited...
Would you do the same thing? Would you stay in the car and do what the cops say? Or would you get out of the car and run in the forest and risk it? Trying to hide yourself, conceal yourself in the forest? I probably would run to the forest and try my best to hide. It's a big risk, but I feel like just waiting in the car is a bigger risk. I mean, you're pretty much a sitting duck if the person can somehow manage to break the windows. I mean, if they have a gun, game over.
And waited for what felt like hours until I finally heard sirens in the distance. I gathered up all the stamina I had left to run all the way back in the direction of the dirt road. Eventually, the glowing red and blue lights came into view.
Okay, that's good.
And I had never felt better in my life.
Relief.
They were parked in front of my car, investigating with flashlights. I came out yelling at them like a lunatic to help me. I fell to the floor and started to gag, almost throwing up from running so much. They picked me up and began to question me, to which I explained everything to the best of my ability. One of the 2 cars drove over to the building, and the 2 officers began to search the building.
No one lived there before. No one lives there, I bet. The cops are gonna be like, this is an empty house. No one's lived here. Like, the person who last lived here, like, passed away years ago. I bet it's that. Dude, if a ghost is making pizza calls, I'm not for it. That is an evil prank. That is such a mean prank to call a pizza guy and then send them away to, like, some haunted, spooky place.
I came back with nothing except for a couple of spiky objects. These objects were exactly the same as the ones used to slash my tires. The cops guessed that it was some kind of sick, demented couple, being that I saw the woman, but unfortunately they were never found, and that still kills me to this day. I obviously quit my job right after that and started working at a local grocery store.
Safer, I guess,
know that
yeah,
I'll never
sure.
forget seeing that woman at the back of my car.
Y'all, do you think it's a ghost or no? Guys, I was scrolling through this video to find a thumbnail, and I came across this. In case you missed it too, hold on. It's right there! Well, this just tells me that if I was stuck in a horror film, I would be the first to go. That is crazy how I missed it the first time. Oh my god. Yeah! If you really enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and to leave comments below, because this guy has more animated videos that are super popular, and it's like over an hour long. It's like a compilation. So let me know if you want more.